Inoue, you are a monster? What the fucker? No, you are no monster. You are a Chinese, Japanese turtle.
They called him overrated. They said the hype was fake. And then he destroyed everyone who stepped in front of him. Anyone alive who can actually stop the monster before he makes history again. Back to a brand new boxing ring update. Before we dive in, drop a comment and tell me which city you're watching from. You're about to witness pure dominance, brutal knockouts, and real ring warfare at its highest level. You subscribe, rate this from 0 to 10 at the end, and let's experience today's real boxing.
That power comes through, and he gets it done at 11. Dismisses an unengaged ball.
They believed they would completely destroy the Naoya Inoue.
Fighting guys that stand right in front of him, you know, everything went his way. You know, he's at home.
They claimed he's only famous because he comes from Japan and fights there.
On Saturday night, not from winning this fight.
And they also believed it might lead to one of the biggest shocks in history.
That destructive, decisive power.
Two from Inoue. These a fearsome flurry, and he's got him with a left for the first time in his career.
Across the whole sport of boxing, there is only one man known as the Monster. Only one fighter has truly earned that title. 31 professional bouts, 31 victories, not a single defeat. At just 32 years old, he has dominated 5 weight classes and claimed 5 world championships. Something no fighter in history had achieved at that age. So what sets Inoue apart? He doesn't promote himself with loud words. He doesn't rely on drama or trash talk. He allows his punches to speak for him. And when overconfident opponents try to disrespect him, he makes them answer for it. Not with speeches, but with damage. We've gathered some of the most savage, reality check moments ever seen in boxing. Proud champions who couldn't stop talking. Bold challengers who believed they would win without trouble. Every one of them learned the same lesson the painful way. And the first name on this list is Stephen "Coolboy" Fulton at Ariake Arena in Tokyo, Japan. A packed crowd waits to see their national star. But Stephen "Coolboy" Fulton didn't travel to Japan to show any respect.
I feel like the hype is around amongst him because he's a Japanese person doing these things.
But those guys were only talkers, because what came next was nothing but raw, relentless violence.
I see me wiping him out clean. He's too small for me. He's too short.
The trash talk was non-stop. His confidence was through the roof. Fulton ruled the 122-pound division, undefeated, holding multiple titles, seen as unbeatable. He believed all the buzz around Inoue was nothing but hype. But in boxing, talk doesn't win fights. And Fulton was about to find that out the hard way.
Hasn't yet decided to attack. What he's just taking a look at him. But trust me, I assure you,
First range will be inch reach advantage. Naturally bigger man, it's on 108.
just with his movements, Inoue feels that from Fulton, that he's smart. That's the reason why he's not just rushing in there. He doesn't want to walk into anything.
The body from Inoue. Guard.
So interesting to see that low off like that. Good jab. All night about Fulton's jab. But what about Inoue's jab?
Inoue now goes upstairs a bit. And
Thought he was clear. Thought he's gonna get
Right from the opening bell, Stephen tried to apply pressure, but none ever allowed that overconfident opponent to have things his way.
the guards of Fulton.
right back to it.
There it is again.
And there's the first right hand.
By the end of the first round, it seemed like Fulton was swinging and missing, almost fighting nothing but air.
Heavy.
There's that jab.
It's the quickness and it's the speed at which Inoue closes the gap on his bike. Just trying to avoid shots for now.
You just said it. That speed to
Let's see if Fulton can turn it around. He needs to.
He wants to show that he's tough. You got to show you're tough while still being intelligent.
You see the shifting game plan already.
It didn't take long for Fulton to understand the serious mistake he had made. Inoue even began to make light of his punches.
There's been a point of emphasis early on, and then the right hand up. Back to the bottom. And if you're going to stay there, you got to throw.
He's in range, but he's just sitting there. He's afraid for what's going to come back. This
Tough to replicate.
Out of nowhere, the monster was set free.
His work rate as the fight has moved around in the early stages, as he comes with his fourth round, he had 11 total punches.
Getting a little physical on the inside. Fulton is standing mid-range, not doing anything. Inoue's beating him to the punch. Period box.
Well, we get so enamored with the power of Inoue. Good combination from Inoue.
At that point, Fulton was only trying to make it through. No counters, no real offense. He was simply holding on and fighting to stay in it.
Scooter Fulton.
It's not working for him. Fulton's going to have to make some changes. Going to have to make some adjustments.
To be more offensive-minded against the monster.
Like that, you have to change your rhythm up. You have to. Throw feints. Subtle movement.
A sharp left jab snaps into Fulton's nose, and blood begins to pour.
To his right. That's what he has to do.
And a right hand from Inoue. Another
Overconfident test, and he'll leave himself available.
Comes a point with a bigger man. Right hand from Inoue. He's landed. As Inoue is another combination.
I want you directly in front of me. I don't want you moving any.
Sold-out arena in Tokyo. The crowd.
So unbelievable how Inoue.
That's a perfect description of what makes his punch.
The key.
It has been the key.
Ooh, split second. Offense, but getting himself out of position.
Short left hand chopped down here at the end of round number 6. Fulton trying to exchange on the inside.
Good right hand. I'm seeing him keep his head on that right side. Right,
Better than he does.
Yes.
Short check hook. Short check hook that time.
Check hook
that time as Fulton crossed the threshold. Jab for Inoue. There's push shot inside, coming wrapping around the guard with that right hand. And Inoue comes right back at him. Returns fire immediately.
Good right hand over the top.
Counter right hand from Fulton. Back to you can see how he's trying to cut up the ring and close the gap.
He never stops hunting for that knockout. He's always looking for great moments right here that onslaught punches. Right hand, left hook. The reason why Inoue can get there quick with that jab is his Fulton has a nice hand to get in and out.
Oh, a huge right hand from the monster, and then he chases him down.
Out of nowhere, Steven attempts to turn things around, but the Japanese monster quickly reminds him who's in control.
Badly, the monster on the attack, trying to claim 2 more belts as Fulton tried to grab the ropes, backed up into the corner. Here comes Inoue, that destructive, decisive power.
After a storm of brutal shots, Fulton collapses again, and the monster shows exactly why he stands above everyone else. On May 18, 2019, Naoya stepped into the ring against Emanuel Rodriguez with the WBA and IBF titles on the line. But even before the opening bell, Emanuel's coach crossed a serious line by forcefully shoving Naoya's father and trainer. That moment lit a fire. Insulting him is one thing, but putting hands on Naoya's father is a line you simply don't cross.
Super Series el vencedor se enfrentará a un hombre tremendo, golpeando en la línea de flotación del rival. Pero curiosamente es Manny Rodríguez el que ha tomado el centro del cuadrilátero, guardia alta, movimientos de cabeza y de cintura del cordón eléctrico hasta el momento. Manny Rodríguez enfrente tiene unos...
Fíjate, primer detalle, ahí estamos viendo a Manny Rodríguez cómo está mandando, tiene el centro del ring.
Inoue sacándose el jab de izquierda, boxeo de alto nivel, de alta escuela, de los mejores sin duda.
This crushing right hand lands clean on Fulton's chin, and he drops hard to the canvas. Somehow, he makes it back to his feet before the count is over, but now the Predator is closing in.
Que no, que iba a ser ambiciosa la noche de hoy, de momento está mal el tremendo poder que tiene.
Rodríguez se disculpa con deportividad, los dos son muy arriba. La guardia alta del bien al fallo del rival y de
con el talento, con la velocidad y con la precisión que tiene.
Muy peligroso, ¿no? Inoue, pero un Manny Rodríguez muy centrado y quizá pues con ese trabajo muy
Those punches from Inoue. There's a right two from Inoue. These are a fearsome flurry, and he's got him on the left.
This fight felt like a highlight clip, but in reality, it was Naoya relentlessly hammering Emanuel every single second, fueled by anger over what his corner had done. And now, the unfortunate fighter was the one suffering the consequences, taking the punishment head on. The referee steps in to end it, and Naoya settles the score for the disrespect shown to his father. But one thing is clear, Antonio Nieves had no idea what he was stepping into and assumed Naoya was just another fighter from Japan. So he decided to say this about the Japanese monster.
Guys that stand right in front of him, you know, everything went his way. You know, he's at home, lower weight class, so the hype is all behind him. You know, everybody wants to see him win. All the pressure's on him. I have no pressure.
And this wasn't just some random challenger lining up to be knocked out. Antonio Nieves entered the ring with an 18-1 record, experienced, battle-ready, and dangerous. Nieves was the kind of fighter who thrived on pressure, someone who wore opponents down round by round, pulling them into deep waters until they couldn't breathe. Analysts labeled it a true 50/50 matchup, a serious challenge for the rising star from Japan, but they had no idea what Inoue already understood. This wouldn't turn into a drawn-out battle. It wouldn't be left in the judge's hands. The monster had studied Nieves carefully. He saw the pattern, and he had already made up his mind about how the night would finish.
The second most per round of any top fighter in the world, exceeded, of course, underlines the fact that
I think he hides the power behind the jab, like you just mentioned. So
the jab on a classic one, his best punch is his left. He hasn't unfurled that one quite yet. Nieves is quite aware that he's up against a guy who's regarded already. We've seen one thing that some fighters wait a long time to learn. He's aware of the jab, so a couple of times.
See early that his father taught him well. He's fundamentally sound, and that power punch.
When the monster wants him to punch, he's trying to time him into the punch with Inoue to get his shot in there first.
One good hard counter left hand shot.
This is where Inoue is hanging.
Body shot, the jab, maximum impact. And in round one, Naoya Inoue appears to be everything that we were told he would be.
There's the feint. Inoue wants to wait a little bit to punch sometime with him to land his own shot.
Is obviously you can get caught in the shot. Good shot
upstairs.
Well, it's not 115 pounds, and that's a compliment.
That won the first fight for Juan Persona. It was having his feet flat on the canvas and maximizing the position.
And that's the same thing you see with Inoue right now. He's always in position to put it.
Nieves with that hard right hand off the jab.
Nieves trying.
Well, Inoue Inoue, it seemed to
Catch him with hidden
It's a great thing, but I think from what I've seen, they either work extremely well or they implode right before us. It's one or the other.
I think Inoue has to put Nieves away here in this round or next in the main event. This has really looked devastating. Makes water cooler buzz the next, on Monday at work. And if he scores a knockout here,
it looks like Nieves is trying to find somewhere to hide in the ring, and he can't him with power shots. Nieves trying to slay away, just keeps walking him down, gets him into position.
Out of nowhere, a brutal punch exploded into action.
What you did against Kovalev, when you saw that, you went right there, and here Inoue has him ready to go to the body. Yup, there it is.
A sharp left hook slams into Nieves, completely unexpected. His legs buckle and he drops to one knee. Now the monster is fully focused, ready to finish Antonio.
Nothing other than a left hook to the body if you're Inoue.
Exactly.
Fight's
Other
over.
hand to the body, right?
I think you should throw another punch other than a hook to the body.
And there's another one. With enough authority to change anything. Another Inoue listening to what Max Kellerman and Andre Ward say. Another left hook to the body. Another left hook to the body. Effective punch in boxing. I don't care who you are, who you're fighting, where you've been brought up. Learn to hook to the body. It will win you more fights than any other weapon.
He's about to win by
Archer Gatti against Leonard Dorit. How many times have Andre Ward against Sergey Kovalev?
knows he has wounded prey in front of him, so he's going to continue to throw that left hook to the body. That's enough. I know he's not dazed in a way like he's, but why does he need
over and over and over? The sledgehammer left
Right hand glued to his side right there. That's back to it.
and with the chance to put on a show and American audience know, yes, I'm a star. I know I'm a star. You're going to see big things from me in the ring. Come to me. Come to me. I'm ready for the knockout right now.
The referee has to keep a close look on the evidence.
It's not a contest anymore.
Nieves came in with a record of 17-1-2. His first loss in the last fight was
But also to the head, and it's only going to get worse as this fight progresses.
The nose is bleeding now. Who knows what's going on internally in his ribcage.
another left to the body.
After barely making it through the storm of punches and the humiliation dealt by the monster, Antonio's coach realizes things are spiraling fast. He tosses in the towel, and Naoya now silences yet another overconfident opponent. But Jason Moloney believed he had solved the puzzle. The problem is, confidence doesn't guarantee victory. Everyone understood what Inoue carried into the ring. The crushing power, the blinding speed, the relentless pressure that shut down space and cut off every exit. Moloney knew all of that too, yet he still had the nerve to doubt the monster.
I believe and I know I can win this fight. And on Saturday night, I can win this fight.
He convinced himself he would be the exception. He wasn't. From the opening moments, both men appeared sharp, confident, and ready for battle.
Gotta come in here and get some respect. He's got to do it in a smart way, though. Inoue can put your lights out and have a sense to be who he is. Be explosive, be fast, be quick.
Hold that phone up, hold that right hand up. I see a left hook coming in there.
Anytime you have an explosive puncher like Naoya Inoue, who's capable of landing either hand. Inoue has so many tools, so many weapons. Nice. Inoue, after Moloney lands a shot of his own. And a shot that changes. Both guys showing some respect, but trying to...
Yeah, you can tell Moloney when Moloney tried to punch.
Just right there. That's one of the few mistakes that he does make, leaving himself exposed and doesn't get off the line. But I've got to be quick enough, I got to be smart enough, and I got to be strong. Oh, nice body shot from Moloney.
That's the word right there in the inside that Moloney has to do.
They stood in the center trading punches, going straight at each other, but the gap was clear. Inoue controlled every exchange. Quicker, more precise, more powerful. When the bell sounded to close the round, the monster didn't look pleased. This was just getting started. You could see Naoya was only finding his rhythm. He had no plans to ease off. With each passing second, he grew more intense, more ruthless, and more determined.
Of this scheduled 12-rounder, and Inoue comes out.
To you right now that Moloney is in his head. Even he's trying to find his, ability to twitch muscles, but Inoue's fast twitch muscles are even more than,
Inoue was last in the ring against suffered fractured right orbital bone early in the fight. But those are some questions, Tim, that...
Of course, but Moloney needs to get close enough to be able to land those shots. You second guess it. Oh man, nice body.
But Inoue is faster. He's got fast twitch muscles, but Inoue's fast twitch muscles are even more than to get mid-range and in close left hooks if he's going to have a shot to win some rounds in this fight and hopefully win.
Showing you just that.
Did you see how
Moloney was trying to get out of...
Moloney rushed forward, throwing hard shots, full of confidence, landing a few clean punches. For a brief second, it seemed like he might have found an opening. That second didn't last. Then Inoue answered. Fast combinations, crushing force, punch after punch without pause. Moloney's legs started to shake. His eyes lost focus. Now he was only trying to stay upright, and against the monster, even surviving was too much to hope for.
See what guys like Tiffy
With that left hook.
Oh, nice uppercut. Got a job to do tonight.
For 12 rounds tonight, they really do want to hurt Moloney here, keeping up with win.
Well, he's letting Inoue dictate the pace right now. You see all the bouncing coming from me. I told you he's a rhythm fighter. He likes to fight in the rhythm, and you see this coming.
Nice uppercut there with the right hand from Inoue, but Moloney takes it well. There it is, once again the attack right.
Inoue was now in complete control of it all, the tempo, the timing, the entire fight. He picked up the pace whenever he chose and slowed it down whenever it worked in his favor. Moloney was left reacting, struggling to adjust to the changing rhythm. But reacting wasn't enough. Inoue landed crisp combinations that snapped Moloney's head back. Then the right uppercut came, smashing into his jaw with brutal force.
Moloney to process right now. He's thinking, trying to figure out what his next move is, then he gets hit with a 1-2 that's very discouraging.
Look at the calves on Inoue. That's where all...
Manny Pacquiao, Prince Nassim Hamed, Oh, beautiful double uppercut inside. Using his strength and he gets clipped.
He forgot what he came here to do.
Ooh, that Inoue switches up, and now you see the legs of Moloney a little wobbly as he continues with the attack. Big right hand from
That right hand hurt him right there. A short right hand hurt him, Bernardo.
There's another short right hand from Naoya. Ooh, big left to the...
Before long, the energy shifted. Inoue had decided he'd had enough. He let his hands go with serious intent. Savage hooks to the body, heavy shots to the head. Moloney's stare faded. His legs looked weighed down. The confident challenger who believed he could outthink the monster was now only hoping to survive until the bell. But the bell felt miles away, and Inoue sensed the finish closing in.
I have to say, this is real. This guy is real. Watching it in person, how explosive power to go along with it, and the pressure he's putting on Moloney right now. Moloney is a good fighter. He's a good quality fighter.
From Naoya Inoue, as Moloney counter once again from Inoue as he now digs to the body. Nice stick.
He knows his brother as well as any.
See, he's being out-muscled. I mean, that power and that speed.
He hardly reacted, staying calm as Moloney burned through his energy, throwing everything he had. Then Naoya began ducking the high shots, slipping under Moloney's desperate swings with incredible accuracy.
Hurt in a way to get some respect and to get himself back in this fight. Inoue's controlling every aspect of the game. I don't care if he's on the outside. It doesn't matter. He's controlling this fight. He's leading. He's countering. He's outspeeding, outquicking, and he has more power than Moloney. How you gonna deal with that if you don't open up and try to get some respect?
An answer from Naoya Inoue. Nice right hand. You try to overdo yours and you hit it all.
He's a tough kid. He's gonna try to fight it out as long as he can. Never been in the ring with.
Nice.
Oh, nice body shot from Inoue, but Moloney found that bad habit.
Going for his right hand occasionally.
There you see the finishing shot. And Andre Ward, I'm Bernardo Osuna, and we talked about the opening. I had watched.
There's always going to be mistakes the fighter makes, but the question is, can the opponent do anything about it, or if they're going to have the courage to try to risk it?
He right 27 years old.
Naoya Inoue, who's 19-0 with 16 knockouts. But here comes Jason Moloney, who said, if I can get him backing up and crouching and covering up, that's my opportunity.
Inside the trenches. But he needs to be careful because Inoue would set him up here.
So when he does try to
go, as his jab got to his destination before Moloney.
Moloney pushed ahead, throwing punches with real belief behind them. For a split second, it felt like an upset might be forming. But anyone who understood Naoya knew the story wasn't finished. He steadied himself and fired back, blasting Jason with a savage counter. Then Naoya unleashed combinations of his own. Quick, sharp, non-stop. Shots to the body, shots to the head, each one thrown with serious purpose.
Did you see the shoulder? That was a nice little shoulder roll right there. Turn, boom. Fire, right?
Dominating this fight. He's put on a great performance. He said he would do it, that people expected him. Thoughts that shot right there.
Down goes Moloney on a quick counter. And Jason Moloney from down under. Big right hand once again from Naoya Inoue. And Moloney has no choice but to... There's a big left from Naoya Inoue. He follows it up with the right hand. And just the demeanor of Jason Moloney is continuing.
Is screaming that he's in control.
And from Naoya Inoue.
Step up.
Anyway, as Moloney gets caught with another left hook as he leaves his jab. But he lands cleanly there with that.
He begins grabbing onto Naoya just to survive, clinging tightly like a beginner overwhelmed during a sparring session.
For the rest of his career.
Well, you got to do the math. How many rounds? Where is he at? What type of fight is he fighting? He's not fighting a fight where he's just missing big shots that could possibly...
Yes, he is.
That inflammation over the left eye against Leonardo Baez. So the twins have been through a lot at the hospital tonight at the hands of Naoya Inoue.
And Tim, I love what you said again in that last round. You know, some may say, well, hey, Moloney's still in the fight. Don't look to stop it, but you got it.
Ooh, nice uppercut from Inoue.
That's all it takes. Sports about inches.
Oh, look at that. Deep
Moloney.
Well, he took the first 2 minutes off, but here comes the onslaught of Inoue following the triple.
Imagine that's unnerving for a fighter. It's tough to do.
There's that stick, and round 7. Oh, the big right hand from Naoya Inoue. Moloney is down and hurt.
6, 7, 8.
It's over. It is over. Halloween night knocks out.
Then without warning, a huge right hand crashed into Moloney's eye. His body froze instantly. His system short-circuited. He dropped hard to the canvas. The referee hurried over and began the count, but the entire arena already understood. No one stands up from a punch like that. No one. Naoya keeps his WBA and IBF bantamweight belts with a 7th-round knockout. From there, he continued his run, beating fighters like Paul Butler, who came in with an impressive record of 34 wins and just 2 defeats. Now Naoya Inoue stands with 32 victories and still no defeats, and the world is waiting to see who can finally stop the monster. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. This video on Boxing Ring is created for educational, informational, and commentary purposes only. All boxing highlights, analysis, and discussions are shared for sports awareness, news, and review. We do not promote violence, harmful behavior, or unsafe imitation. All content is used in accordance with YouTube's fair use and community guidelines and fully researched based from updated resources. Viewer discretion is advised.